Hey, welcome back to the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Here we are on a beautiful morning in the Circle City, gearing up for the Gallagher Grand Prix. It's round 14 of the 17-round series for 2023. Yes, that means we are getting down to business, getting close to the end of the season, but there's still so much racing to go. In this very busy season, we're fresh off the streets of Nashville, Tennessee, for the Big Machine Music City Grand Prix. It was incredible last weekend. So everybody's taken a breath, a short breather, reset. The majority of the teams have come home here to Indiana, and now we roll again on this NASCAR IndyCar crossover weekend, which is going to be so much fun.
Quick replay here from Benjamin Peterson. Woo.
Good catch.
Power slide coming out of turn 2.
All I heard from Alex Palou regarding the question on tire compound is, oh, it's even better for us.
I think it's more like, I don't care. It doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure he's like, oh, no, we're good. That's good news for us.
By the way, did you notice that graphic that highlighted his last 3 accomplishments on road courses?
Just this section of racetrack here is always so fun to watch how different drivers tackle it. It's not just a standard 90-degree corner where there's not really any variations in lines or turning points, things like that. Through that 7, 8, 9 section, as we see a car, I think that may have been, is that maybe Peterson?
Looks like it was the 55.
Yeah, going a little bit long there in turn 12, but that section 7 through 10, just these switchbacks, left, right, every corner affects the next corner. You almost have to work backwards from the exit of turn 10. Where do you want your car to be on the entry, so that where you have to be at the exit of 9, and you sort of reverse engineer it. And there's different approaches there. You can find a lot of lap time in completely different ways.
I think Benjamin Peterson in the Sexton Properties AJ Foyt Chevy had an issue. This is coming into turn 12. Big lockup, misses the wall.
He's had some serious issues. Going back to Nashville, there was at least 2 instances where there was a hard front axle, both sides lock up like that. Got to think there's some pretty big flat spots in those tires right now, but I don't know if he's just hammering the brake pedal, kind of like an on-off switch, but those are violent front lockups in practice.
Now, you said top. Oh, and no surprise to see Alex Palou at the top of the speed chart right now with 49 minutes left. The American Legion Honda leads the way over Alexander Rossi and Christian Lundgaard, who we were just talking about. Last week's winner, Kyle Kirkwood. Colton Herta, should we say again, is this the weekend?
Well,
I mean, in this race last year, he was dominating, leading his then teammate Alexander Rossi. Hit one of those curves extra hard through the 5-6 complex, and it was all over.
Let's do the 7 to 10
was it
complex.
7? Oh, was it? Pardon
yeah,
me.
but yeah, it was a heartbreak for him. He's won here before. He won the previous May.
it was right here. It was the apex right there, as you see. Bam! Palou also hitting it really hard. And those new concrete little sections, it sure looks like they're taking more apex than last time, although practice times a 10.3. I think it was a 9.6 last year. They haven't put the alternates on yet for Ascend, so we'll have to see how much time that adjusted compound yields.
Let's go for a little ride here. Love this camera view. Quick reminder, 2 p.m. tomorrow on USA Network, the 85 laps of the Gallagher Grand Prix. Let's go for a ride with Joseph Newgarden.
All right, pitting.
Pitting.
As Joseph Newgarden comes in, James, I'll raise you this. Is there a smoother road course or oval in the United States than Indianapolis? Because when you see that nose cam, I mean, this place is billiard smooth. Certainly from an oval standpoint, there's not a smoother racetrack out there. And from a road course on the IndyCar schedule, I don't think we have really had a car that I could work with and mix it up. It's been a struggle as Pato O'Ward goes spinning off over in turn 12, maybe 13 at the exit, it looks like there. Seemingly harmless into the beautiful grass here. Let's take a look at this.
On the gas out of 13, just drops a little bit. You want to use every bit of that exit curb. That was a little bit too much of the exit curb. Let me say, very innocent spin.
don't often see them there like that. That's quite odd there.
Normally, I mean, you can get on that grass and have a big moment, but normally you're able to catch it. Maybe if the grass was a little bit wet and just sort of...
Is this the smoothest grass?
It's the smoothest grass. I'll give you that. I'll no argument there.
I mean, look at that. That thing looks like a putting green. Perfectly smooth.
It's like a gust of green right there.
Engine turned off. Yep, copy that.
I think it just turned off after something else went off.
Yeah, it doesn't usually run well when it's going sideways.
With three friends from different nationalities, is Kyle Kirkwood locking the outside. You know, that's a weird one. We've seen that before, though, over in turn 12 in the brake zone, where you normally would expect the inside right front, the unweighted tire, to be the one that locks up. But something about the camber and the weight jacking over there that can sometimes throw you a curveball. I saw Benjamin Peterson really struggling about 20 minutes ago. Kirkwood stays out, though, on that left.
Here we go. Something happened moments ago to Rinus VeeKay. Check this out.
See, that's the kind of thing you have to avoid. I mean, you want to take every inch of that curb.
Listen.
Take this much.
And that's the kind of hit that knocked Colton Herta out of the race last year.
Exactly. His car cannot take that kind of abuse.
Let's listen into some radio from Pato O'Ward just a moment ago.
He didn't tell me McLaughlin was coming. I didn't see him his lap. I'm on the grass. Engine turned off.
And there you see Scott McLaughlin coming by, offering some thoughts. He's down on the speed chart a little bit right now in 17th. On his first run, I heard him say, or actually Kyle Moyer said, your tire temps are a little bit up, so we need to sort that. So they're still trying to find something. In the pit box for the moment, just getting set to leave.
That's why he was saying he didn't tell me McLaughlin was coming, and he gestured to say sorry about that. McLaughlin returned the gesture and saying, come on, man, what are you doing?
Let's take a look back at that runoff in turn 1 that Colton Herta experimented with and compare the tire stacks thanks to our NBC Drone It. Last year on the left, and you'll see the tire stacks there conveniently placed here and here to just try to slow everybody down a little bit.
Benjamin Peterson, and yet another lockup from the rookie.
Dragging that thing a long ways into turn 7, I would assume.
Yeah, you just see that one patch just keeps puffing the smoke. Look at how long that lasts. That's such a cool shot.
Yeah.
Let's show you something that happened to the Gainbridge Honda of Colton Herta a few moments ago. Whoa!
Again, it looks like those front tires off of turn 4 are just really struggling. We saw before out of Rosenquist. That was Herta wide on the exit, just decides to shortcut the chicane there. Probably the right move, coming up to maybe a front spring change on the 26.
This guy, Graham Rahal, looking really good at the other end of the spectrum. P1, but his last lap, a 110.3, and that was about 4 laps ago that he went P1 with a 109.8. So race pace, outright single lap pace, looking very good for the Code 3 car and driver right now. Pretty encouraging. I would think we'd see a very buoyant Graham Rahal after this session, thinking we've rolled off the truck strong, the team is strong, I feel good, we've got good pace. He's making the adjustments to the bias right now. As David Malukas is off at the exit, I think, of turn 7 there.
Teammate to teammate, we were showing you one of the rookies, Stingray Robb, and here is his teammate, David Malukas. Gets going again.
Peeling out, as Dave Burns likes to say.
What happened? Under braking for turn 7, lockup.
I think he just went over here and parked it and waited for a safe moment to, now he's going to try to flip it around and keep it off the grass.
Didn't quite get all the way going. I'm not sure why he didn't just sort of keep rolling.
Probably because his spotter was giving him information about, looked like maybe Kyle Kirkwood was approaching at speed, so.
Very gentlemanly.
Very gentlemanly. Little Dave a man of high etiquette.
So second time this year that Graham Rahal has topped the session. Last time was practice at Mid-Ohio. So a nice boost into the weekend for Graham Rahal in that 15 Rahal Letterman Lanigan Honda. Here he is in the Code 3 machine. Well done. It's a great way to start the weekend. And his teammate is just 2 positions behind. Jack Harvey just outside the top 10. So a really positive start for all 3 drivers from Team RLL. Felix Rosenquist, good start too. Alexander Rossi, who won this event a year ago. And Alex Palou, who won on this track back in the month of May. All the players on this track are there. McLaughlin in the Gallagher Chevy. He's sniffing around just outside the top 5. Dixon, O'Ward, Erickson. And a good session too from Devlin DiFrancesco inside the top 10. Graham Rahal just mentioning what they needed to do to the brakes before they come back out for the multi-phase, multi-group qualifying. And here's how they finished up in the first and the longest practice session in prep for the Gallagher Grand Prix.
I don't know if I would have predicted the top 2 teams would be RLL and Arrow McLaren to start things off, but that just shows you how tight the field is. Half a second covering the top 10. Nice run from Devlin DiFrancesco there. The quickest of the Andretti drivers. That might have been the first time in his career maybe in a practice session that he's the best of the bunch. That's pretty cool.
And strong performance from Chip Ganassi Racing, 5th, 7th, 9th, and 11th. So it's been they're going to be, even though they weren't right at the top, they were going to be competitive. But one of the big surprises at the bottom end, Joseph Newgarden.
Just wasn't a good session for us, so we'll go back and assess and try and come back better.
When there's only one practice and then you go straight into qualifying, how concerning is that? How can you just figure it out back in the engineering room?
Yeah, I mean it's like P2. When you're in practice 2, you're more condensed and you got to make a more educated decision on what you're doing. So we'll have a good look at everything on the Hitachi car and come back out.
Well, the good thing is there is a lot of data to look at, a lot of races and events here over the last 3 years. Dylan.
Well, the Rahal Letterman Lanigan cars had a good session. Graham Rahal ends up at the top of the timing sheet. So you just said, I think you guys expected to come here and be well, or run well. You always do here. So how good is this car?
Yeah, it's good. And, I think those reds threw everybody for a loop compared to the May race. It's a different compound back to the 2021, and it was way more understeer than what we were probably expecting. So I think there's even a lot more time in it for us. But the Code 3 Associates car was solid this morning. I mean, the whole session, we were probably the only guys that were improving on the blacks on lap 15. So I like it. I feel, we'll see how qualifying goes, but I feel confident, particularly in the race car. I think that we over the course of that 15 or 20 laps on blacks, really didn't get much degradation, which I was pleased with. It's cooler this morning, but not that my face is showing anything cool about it, but we'll see. I feel strong.
All right, that's good to hear from Graham Rahal, and it is warm out here. It's humid for sure, but positive thoughts from Rahal and the entire camp.